Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Wayzata High School here tonight as we get you set for Minnehaha and Wayzata pregame ceremony going on right now. As it is senior night for the Trojans, so a little pregame celebration. We'll have the starters and opening tip-off coming up shortly, but for now, we'll let you watch and enjoy the senior presentation for the Wayzata Trojans.
No, it's not what you think. Her grandpa's okay. Sophie, first half, like maybe first 5 minutes, or ACL. So, Wayzata still won the game by 6, but she's done for the year. I don't know if they can win state. Matt and Greenway. It's like in terms of like how good.
Best music for your game day here at Wayzata High School.
I'm curious though because Wayzata played quite a bit this year. I wonder how their defense, because their defense can be like stifling, how their defense goes up against it, and it's just manual. I was looking back and not played Wayzata, which I mean they're a two-way team, so they don't play like I wonder how teams gonna handle the pressure. Because they're gonna have a playing field. We'll see. Yeah, the team was better last year. And how much what was the record last year?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wayzata High School, home of Trojan basketball. Tonight's non-conference girls basketball game features our guests, the Red Hawks from Minnehaha Academy, and your Wayzata Trojans. At this time, we ask that you stand if you are able, remove your hats, and face the American flag at the south end of the gym as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
You're watching NSPN.TV, the Neighborhood Sports Network. Coverage is made possible by the Star Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Hill. For Wayzata at guard, a 6'1" sophomore, number 3, Lauren Gay. For the Red Hawks at guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 4, Gigi Coleman. And on senior night for the Trojans at guard, a 5'11" senior, number 10, Lindsay Harvey.
So we welcome you into Wayzata High School here tonight. Hogan Greenwood alongside Steve Bonsack. It's the number 4 ranked Wayzata Trojans in Class 4A hosting the number 4 ranked Minnehaha Redhawks in Class 2A tonight. The Trojans come in with a record of 20-4 overall. Meanwhile, Minnehaha Academy comes in 16-8. They are 3-2 in their Independent Metro Athletic Conference. And the player to keep an eye on for the Redhawks is Addie Mack, who averages 34.3 points per game in her senior season. And she has been a star her entire career, committed to the Maryland Terrapins to play for Brenda Fries and Maryland. And her duo, her running mate is Amina Allen and Sanea Hill, both averaging over 12 points per game. In fact, Sanea Hill averaging just a shade under 14 points per game for Minnehaha. Meanwhile, for the Trojans, player to keep it on tonight is Katie Kelsenberg, averaging just over 10 points per game. And she's coming off 17-point performance in the win against Hopkins. She did not play in their last game against Bismarck Legacy. Wayzata winning 89-56. They have won 10 games in a row, and they are 9-1 at home on this floor. Wayzata in the home blue, Minnehaha in the road white. Kelsenberg will jump it up with Brianna Foster, and the Trojans win the opening tap. Marin Day coming off of a career-high 21 points in the win against Bismarck Legacy. And Ella Goodnature gets the first shot, unable to convert. And here comes Addie Mack. So starters for the Redhawks include Sanea Hill, Gigi Coleman, Addie Mack, Amina Allen, and Brianna Foster. Here is Addie Mack picking up the foul on Marin Day. For the Trojans in the starting lineup tonight, Marin Day, the only underclassman starting. Lindsay Harvey, a senior, Allie Burns, a senior, Ella Goodnature, a senior, and Katie Kelsenberg, a senior. You notice one player that isn't starting as a senior tonight, and it is Sophie Hawkinson, who we received word tore ACL in the first half against Hopkins on Friday. Here's a three out of the corner for Brianna Foster, and the Redhawks strike first here tonight. Marin Day will inbound here for Wayzata. 21 points, as we mentioned. That's a career high for her, just a sophomore, averaging 9.9 points per game. Allie Burns with a touch, and she will head to the line after she got fouled underneath. Allie Burns playing some of her best basketball this time of the year. She had 12 points in the win against Bismarck Legacy on Saturday, averaging 9 points per game as a senior. And she's going to have to shoulder some of the load with Hawkinson out the rest of the season. So if you weren't with us on Friday night, Wayzata blitzing Hopkins early on. And they led by as many as 20 in the opening first half. And they were able to hold on in the end to win 76-70 over the Royals. First time sweeping them in a regular season in their program history. Allie Burns and Annika Kieser were able to lift the Trojans to a win after Hawkinson went out in the opening minutes of the first half. Intercepted by Kelsenberg, but she threw it away. Give it back to Gigi Coleman. Here's Addie Mack from the left wing. In and out on a triple, and the rebound taken by Goodnature. Coleman able to rip it back. Here is Addie Mack, able to bank it in off the glass. And the Redhawks coming to play here tonight on the road. A good start for them. The number 4 ranked team in Class 2A. Just 2 games ago, they pushed number 1 Maple Grove to the brink, lost 70-67. So the Redhawks starting to play some of their best basketball as we head toward the postseason. Burns trying to find Day out of the corner, and she turned it over. So Sophie Hawkinson, just to put a bow on it, out for the remainder of the season, just averaging 20 points per game, just under 20 points per game. She had a career-high 41 points not too long ago against Eden Prairie, and just heartbroken to hear the news, a non-contact injury going down. But she'll try to lead on the bench and try to get Wayzata to the state tournament for the first time since 2010. Here's a three from the right corner, and it's Gigi Coleman knocking it down. And it's an 8-2 start on the road for the Red Hawks. Glad to have you in here from Wayzata High School. Non-conference action on NSPN Hogan Greenwood alongside Steve Bonsack. Here's Kelsenberg with the size mismatch. Kick it out for Marin Day, and she's off on a triple. Offensive rebound. Tracked down in the corner by Burns. Trying to squeeze it through for Day, and it's taken away by Mack. Mack running the floor and able to bank it in over Kelsenberg. Addie Mack is just a walking bucket, a pure scorer, can fill it up with the best of them. And going to play at College Park next year in Maryland. Here is a blocking foul as Kelsenberg snuck inside, and she will head to the stripe. With the win for Wayzata over Hopkins on Thursday, they at least clinched a share of the Lake Conference title. And they could win the conference title outright with a win on Friday at St. Michael Albertville. The Knights still ranked inside the top 10 in 4A. So it won't be easy without Hawkinson, but can still create some history as we head down the stretch of the regular season. Kelsenberg gets a pair from the line, and it's back to a 6-point game. This one's going to go all the way through and out of play off of Minnehaha, and they're going to correct the call. It was deflected by the Trojans, so it'll stay with the Red Hawks. Sine Hill will trigger in, get it into Addie Mack. Mack will penetrate, falling away, and gets it to go. Just a pure score. And she's got 6 early points for Minnehaha. 12-4, Red Hawks lead on the road. Opening half. Here is Keyser spinning and scoring. Nice move from Annika Keyser. Was not in the starting lineup tonight just because it's senior night. Wayzata 9-1 at home, trying to pick up their 10th win on this floor this season. 3 off in the corner from Hill. Offensive rebound for Coleman. Here is Amina Allen back outside for Hill. Brianna Foster, shot clock winding down. Here is Coleman, going to have to create. Blocked by Burns. And a shot clock violation. A great set in the half court defensively for Wayzata, and they get a stop after the Red Hawks have been punishing them early on.
Now in for the Red Hawks, number 2, Maddie Sobosinski. She replaces
Number 2, Maddie Sobosinski into the game, the 5'6" senior guard, averaging around 3 points per game for Minnehaha. Red Hawks with the first-year head coach Kendall Givens this season, 16-8. Coming off a third-place finish last year in 2A. Here's Marin Day sneaking inside, and she gets the whistle. And Marin Day will head to the free throw line.
Fouls on Minnehaha Academy's number 2, Maddie Sobosinski. That is her first, team's 4th. At the line, Marin Day.
Head coach for Wayzata, Julie Stewart, in her 4th year. A tremendous job. We mentioned it game in and game out. but it cannot be overlooked, the job she's done with this team this year. 9-1 in the Lake Conference with still one game to play. They at least clinch a share of the regular season title. Gigi Coleman out of the corner, and a quick answer for the Redhawks to get the lead back up to 7. 5 minutes gone in this opening half. Backdoor look for Keyser. Pass was off the mark, and a turnover for the Trojans. Addie Mack with a step, getting to the cup, and she hits the deck hard, but earns a trip to the line. 46 points, a career season high for Mack this season. She had a career high 53 points last year in a game against Crosby Ironton. And just a walking bucket. Her career well documented with Minnehaha over the years. And she is looking for a state championship this year. Martin Day nearly traveled. Nice look, backdoor. Kelsenberg to Lindsay Harvey for 2. And Lindsay Harvey continues to play some of her best basketball here in the second half of the season. One of the seniors can do it on both ends of the floor. Kelsenberg gets fouled. Going for the rebound. And the foul will go on, let's see who they get it on. Amina Allen, that's her first, but already 5 team fouls for the Redhawks in this first half. They lead it by 7 on the road. Burns duck in for Kelsenberg, who did her work early but missed the bunny. Maybe surprised she was so open. Unable to convert. Here comes Addie Mack in the lane. A little too strong, and the rebound vacuumed in by Marin Day. Harvey outside for Annika Keyser. Knocked away by Amina Allen, and a steal. Mack shoveling off, Allen trailing, and splashes home a 3. Amina Allen averaging just over 12.5 points per game, one of the senior leaders. And we get a timeout on the floor. 10-point lead for the Redhawks. We'll step aside. 20-10, a good start. Just over 6.5 minutes gone in the first.
We are the Minnesota Star Tribune. We're not a paper, we're a fabric. One that can unite and sense, connect, frustrate, represent, and reflect all of us. It's the faces you may know. It's the voices you may not have heard. It's major, minor, urban, rural, left, right, and center field. Because all the states a stage, and everyone plays their part. The Minnesota Star Tribune, the heart and voice of the North.
A good start for the Redhawks here on the road. Back here at Wayzata High School, some non-conference girls hoops on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Second to last game of the regular season for the Trojans. And a reminder that Sophie Hawkinson tore ACL in the win against Hopkins on Thursday. 76-70 win. Trojans able to hold off the Royals. And I would be remiss if I did not mention that Sophie Hawkinson is going to go down as a Wayzata Trojan legend. Having her best career in her senior season. Just wish her a full recovery. Committed to North Dakota State, and the Bison just can't wait to get her on campus. Out of the timeout, Ellie Howard into the game. She's coming off of a career-high 14 points in the win against Bismarck Legacy on Saturday. And here is Annika Keyser splashing in a 3. And a much-needed bucket for the Trojans. Keyser coming into the game averaging at 10.5 points per game. 15 points against Bismarck Legacy. And she had a career-high 18 points in the win against the Royals on Thursday. Here is Mack, lost her balance. Up top for Gigi Coleman. Shot clock winding down. Here is Amina Allen trying to slither in. And she turned it over. Not a great possession for the Redhawks. Here comes Keyser leading the break. Keyser all the way in for two. And Wayzata on a quick 5-0 run. So Wosinski off the mark on a three, and Marin Day has the board. Nice post touch for Kelsenberg found Howard underneath for two. And a quick 7-0 run and a timeout for Kendall Givens. Wayzata gets it back to a one-possession game, 20-17. Just about 8 minutes gone in this first half. We'll keep it here. New rankings coming out tomorrow at all class levels. Minnehaha sitting at number 4 in 2A. Wayzata sitting at number 4 in 4A, and they continue to get disrespected. I'm going to say it over and over again. Wayzata 9-1 in the Lake Conference, which has had 5 teams consistently inside the top 10 in the 4A rankings this season. Eden Prairie, they split the season series with the Eagles. They swept Minnetonka, have a chance to sweep St. Michael Albertville, and they swept Hopkins for the first time in program history. You got to expect Wayzata has got to move up in the rankings, and they continue to be ranked behind Eastview. And no disrespect to the Lightning, they've had a marvelous season this year out of the South Suburban Conference, but Wayzata beat the Eastview Lightning in the first game of the regular season. I know it was a long time ago, but it's got to matter. We'll see what the rankings come out and look like tomorrow. Addie Mack out of the timeout, misses a three. Here comes Annika Keyser into the front court. Howard up top. Going to have her step up here with Hawkinson being out. Marin Day left alone, and that's a mistake as she buries a three. And we are tied at 20, a 10-0 run for the Trojans. And another deflection, Harvey with the steal as Minnehaha tried to counter quickly. Wayzata has settled in here in this first half. A knock away from Gigi Coleman, and here comes Addie Mack on the move. Another deflection from Harvey. Boy, I'm not sure if Wayzata tracks deflections. I know a lot of teams at the college level do, but this Wayzata Trojans team is so active defensively on so many different levels, and they get so many fingers on basketballs. And another deflection there. Good minutes from Lindsay Harvey. She will go to the bench. Back on the floor is Katie Kelsenberg. Just past the midway point of the first. Here is Sine Hill into the corner, and that three is good for Brianna Foster. Brianna Foster's got her first bucket of the night on a triple. And Minnehaha snaps a 10-0 run from Wayzata. Howard, not a great pass. It's intercepted by Coleman. Coleman high off the glass for two. And Wayzata is going to have to limit turnovers, especially live ball turnovers that lead to runouts, as Minnehaha is one of the better teams in the state at any level in scoring in transition. Kelsenberg draws a crowd. Day extra pass. Here is Ellie Howard off on a three, and the rebound secured underneath by Allen. Quick look ahead. Mack got it for two. And another takeaway. Here's Addie Mack leaving it for Sine Hill, and she could not lay it in. Wayzata dodges a bullet. Minnehaha on a 7-0 run after Wayzata got it tied up at 20. Feed it for Allie Burns, and she's able to score it. Count the foul. Count it and the foul.
Fouls on Minnehaha Academy's number 13, Amina Allen. Now in for the Trojans, 22, Mallory McBeth.
Amina Allen picks up her second, and Allie Burns will have a chance at a three-point play. Mallory McBeth in for the first time tonight, number 22 in blue, the freshman who has been making some noise this year. 5.5 points per game for McBeth as Burns completes the three-point play. Back to a 4-point game. 27-23, Redhawks lead on the road. Trojans riding a 10-game win streak. Their last loss came to Eden Prairie back in mid-January. Amina Allen knocks down a three, and she has found her stroke early. Amina Allen has 9 first-half points. Lindsey Harvey looking over the top for Burns, and it's out of play off of Gigi Coleman's foot, so the Trojans will retain possession. Katie Kelsenberg does have the size mismatch down low, but Redhawks doing a great job bringing a double as soon as she gets a touch in the post. Keyser flashing to the low block, and she spins it in, +1. And Keyser will go to the line, a chance at 3. And Gigi Coleman has picked up her second, so some foul trouble starting to pile up for the Redhawks. That's already their 7th team foul, so Wayzata will shoot free throws the rest of this first half. As Keyser cashes in from the line, back to a 4-point game. Trojans have not protected the three-point line to this point. Addie Mack gets inside and gets the contact. Lindsey Harvey picks up her second. So after just coming back into the game, she'll probably go to the bench here as Marin Day gets up to check back in. Addie Mack splits a pair from the line. 31-26 as we come up on 6 minutes to play in the first half. Allie Burns connects on a three. And that's a welcome sight for the Trojans. Not their best three-point shooter, but certainly capable from downtown. Another knock away from Wayzata. Redhawks will keep it. Plenty of time on the shot clock. In for the first time tonight is number 32, Clarissa Ross, the freshman for the Redhawks. Sine Hill will get a breather here. Here is Amina Allen, out for Gigi Coleman. Addie Mack with 10 to shoot. Now it's Foster working on the freshman McBeth. Mack gets it, shot clock winding down. And that's out of play off of a Wayzata leg, but only 2 to shoot for Minnehaha. If you're Wayzata, you got to locate Addie Mack and Amina Allen at this point with only 2 to shoot. Ross will trigger in on the baseline. They just get it into Mack. She's going to have to force it up. Off the front of the rim, and the rebound tapped to the perimeter, taken by Kelsenberg. Macbeth, a little too strong from deep, and the rebound to Addie Mack, looking to push the pace. Mack, a blur in the open floor, and she lays it in. Just so quick end to end, and Addie Mack's up to 13 points. Day goes behind the back, slipping in for two, and a chance at three. It's at least 3 times where Minnehaha has fouled, with Wayzata Trojan player having a chance at a 3-point play from the line. And this time it's Marin Day to the stripe. First foul on Foster. And Marin Day, the old-fashioned way from the line, back to a 1-point game, 33-32, with 5 minutes to play in the first half. Addie Mack drives and banks it in. Tough shot for the senior over Marin Day. And Addie Mack's already up to 15 first-half points. Kelsenberg, she's got to take advantage of that matchup. The size and the strength with Kelsenberg. And she's having a fantastic senior season. Minnehaha turns it over. No one in the corner for the Redhawks. And a chance for Wayzata to retake the lead. Trailed by as many as 10 in this first half. Here's a handoff from Macbeth. Defender went under the screen, and Mallory Macbeth drains a three. Wayzata in front. Addie Mack quickly the other way. Rebound for Ross underneath, and she hits the deck. Got it outside for Sine Hill. Amina Allen knocks down a jumper. Wayzata fans calling for 3 seconds as Ross was camping out in the lane, but we're tied at 37. Here's Allie Burns, and she gets fouled by Ross. And that'll mean free throws for the Trojans with the Redhawks over the limit. So Allie Burns will go to the line. Ross will go to the bench. Coleman back on the floor. Allie Burns knocks down the first, earning a second. And she goes perfect from the line on that trip. 39-37, Wayzata in front. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the opening half. Hogan Greenwood alongside Steve Bonsack with you. Some non-conference girls basketball on NSPN. We've got an offensive foul here. It's going to go on Amina Allen, it appears. Or not. It looked like the official pointed the other direction, but instead it's going to be on Wayzata, and it's going to be on Annika Kieser, so we apologize there. Just the 4th team foul for Wayzata. And Sine Hill will trigger in for Minnehaha. Addie Mack gets open. Back to Hill out of the corner. Working on Kelsenberg. And could not get it to go. Here comes Mallory Macbeth leading the break. Early duck in. Kelsenberg stepping through and gets it to go. Quickly, Sine Hill back the other way. Wayzata dodges a bullet there as the Redhawks couldn't convert. Mallory Macbeth running the floor, and she's fouled by Coleman. So we've tried to chronicle Mallory Macbeth this season, her first year on varsity, younger sister of Wyatt Macbeth. Just a freshman, but she is going to be a really good player, I tell you what, folks. Under this coaching staff with Julie Stewart, Mallory Macbeth has basketball in her genes. Just averaging 5.5 points per game. But maybe an increased role coming down the stretch here without Hawkinson. She goes 2 for 2 from the line. Wayzata leads by 6, their largest lead of the half. Addie Mack turns the corner and banks it in. Count it. And a chance at 3.
Basket's good. Fouls on Trojans number 11, Allie Burns. That is her first.
Allie Burns will pick it up. That's her first.
Number 2, Maddie Sobosinski.
And Addie Mack's already at 17 points in the first half. Coming into tonight, averaging just over 34. Just making scoring look easy. And she adds the free throw to make it 18 in the half for Addie Mack. Back to a one-possession game. Burns off a screen, gets in the lane. Could not get the friendly roll. Rebound kept alive by Kelsenberg, but right to Amina Allen. Addie Mack, a deep 3 off the front of the rim. And the rebound for Mallory Macbeth saved it to Marin Day. Kelsenberg. Now it's Allie Burns. Short corner for Keyser, too strong. And Addie Mack comes in to pick up the basketball. Here she is in the open floor, so dangerous. Outside for Amina Allen. She's got 9 first half points. Off the mark on a 2-point jumper. And last touch by Shea Watkins, number 20, who's into the game for Minnehaha. Kelsenberg high post. Outside for Allie Burns. Finding Kelsenberg on the roll. And she lays it in at the rim. Inside for Watkins, and she's fouled. No, a travel. Watkins shuffled the feet in the lane, and a turnover for the Redhawks. Final minute to play here in the first half. 45-40. Wayzata with the lead. Kelsenberg high-low with Burns, knocked away by Watkins, and last touch by Burns and a turnover. You can see Wayzata likes that big-to-big passing, but good read by Watkins there. Shea Watkins, the 5'11", 7th grader. So Wosinski open, in and out on a triple, and Keyser secures the rebound. Still time for the Trojans with 25 seconds. They can hold for the final shot unless they get something they like early in the possession. Bounce it for Kelsenberg. Kelsenberg picked up her dribble looking for some help. Outside for Marin Day. Clock at 10. Day lost her footing. Back outside for Kelsenberg. Kelsenberg puts her head down, gets to the rim and scores. Still time for the Redhawks. Addie Mack at the horn, a little too strong. And Wayzata, after a slow start, they battle back and they lead by 7 at the break. 47-40 in a high-scoring first half from Wayzata High School. The number 4 ranked Wayzata Trojans leading the number 4 ranked Minnehaha Academy Redhawks by 7 at halftime. We'll step aside.
You're watching NSPN.TV, the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Up here, it's all about perspective. From the good life to the bad weather, the cities, the townships, the land, the water. It's the state we love to love. It's the state we hate to leave. Fly over? Do so at your own peril, because perspective matters. And if it's happening down there and over there or up there, read about it here and all across here. This isn't Minnesota nice. This is Minnesota news, and we are the Minnesota Star Tribune. We're not a paper, we're a fabric, one that can unite, incense, connect, frustrate, represent, and reflect all of us. It's the faces you may know. It's the voices you may not have heard. It's major, minor, it's urban, rural, it's left, right, and center field, because all the states a stage, and everyone plays their part. We are the Minnesota Star Tribune, the heart and voice of the North.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Gustafson back to Gosh. Jab on Mady. Spinning inside. Fading away. Tough bucket there.
Now to center ice, but Stillwater has put together a couple of good shifts here. But now Woodbury steals it. Here's Miller closing in. Miller scores! What a shot!
Up, but it rattles off the rim. A.J. Wilson on the rebound. Ja'Kai Richmond. What a pass near corner. C.J. Banks is there for the three.
Smith finds a seam down the left lane and absolutely flies down the alley and scores 2.
To the corner for Spencer Bond, closed down by Schwab. Picked off there by Curtis. Curtis over Den Hartog and the foul.
For the Pioneers. The other way, pull, goal!
Johnson fighting it. Johnson's got the headlock and the toss.
A little bit of aggression, that's okay.
Oh,
A shoulder roll by Patrick right into a near side cradle.
Reese Drake going to the right. A pretty good guard combination having those two up at the top. Bigler for 3.
Back here from Wayzata High School, Hogan Greenwood alongside Steve Bonsack. Slow start for the Trojans here at home, but able to settle in, and they went on a 27-20 run to close out the half. Trailed by as many as 10, but they lead by 7 at the break. We're playing without Sophie Hawkinson tonight. 3 players in double figures at the half. Allie Burns with 10, Katie Kelsenberg with 10, and Annika Kieser with 10, who came off the bench tonight. It is senior night for Wayzata. They celebrated a little bit pregame, bigger celebration postgame. Wayzata on a 10-game win streak, trying to improve to 21-4 on the season before they have their Lake Conference season finale on the road against St. Michael Alvarville. Strong first half from Addie Mack for the Redhawks. She had 18 first half points, but it's Wayzata leading at the break. Second half is coming up next. We'll step aside, but first, here is our MN feature of the week.
When you think about a competitive Minnesota State High School League event, theater might not be the first thing that pops into your head, but one-act play is a sanctioned competition by the Minnesota State High School League. So we've come here to Stillwater High School to see their entry in one-act play, a play called Ham Luke.
It was written by Brad Erickson. He's a Twin Cities playwright and theater artist and educator. We've totally revamped the script. We've changed it and cut it from an hour and a half to 35 minutes. We've kind of changed the emphasis of it and the mood and the tone of it. But it is a mashup of Hamlet, traditional Hamlet, and Star Wars.
There is a strict time limit for competition.
If we're 35 minutes and 1 second over, we'll be disqualified. So we have to find the most optimal 35 minutes that shows the biggest arc and the most variety and possibility to show the judges.
I think the biggest difference is that time limit. Typically in a lot of the theater that we do here, we don't really have a time limit. We can kind of take our time with pauses to kind of show our emotions. And here we have to be rapid fire, go, go, go.
You're always working as a team in these shows, but now it's like there's a whole nother level of teamwork that has to be achieved.
Everything is shortened. The time that the play can be in is shortened. The time we have to rehearse it is shortened. Everything is just like, you're kind of going all the time. There's never really a part where you're like, okay, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to take this in. You're always working, you're always on the move.
The intensity of the one-act play makes it more exciting because you only really do the play for about a month, and then you're performing, and you perform for 1, 2, 3 weeks, and then you're done. So it definitely makes it more exciting to be in the moment when you only have so much time.
In this competitive environment, lines and scenes can get switched and roles can change from performer to performer.
As harsh as this may seem, I think the purpose of the one act is to win. So if you equate that to a sporting activity, it would be like adjusting your team or adjusting the plays that you do to win in a certain moment. So the same thing happens with the one act, where we're only allowed 20 team members that handle all aspects of our production, from the technical ones to our performance ones. And within those 20 students, we have to find the best kind of competitiveness in the team. So we're always modifying and adjusting who's doing what.
It definitely forces you to stay on your toes. There is a lot of points where one single line out of a scene will get cut, either because it takes too long or it doesn't really add anything to the scene.
There's even more emphasis on like the little details is one thing I love about it. In our production of Midsummer Night's Dream, there was a lot of moving parts. But it was more about focusing on the whole and how we can create this magical environment. And here we do that by focusing on each little thing and how that little thing can contribute to the environment.
Especially for like bigger paragraphs, you try to memorize the entire thing all at once, but that's very difficult when all of it changes and maybe your words are changed around.
Always be checking the script to make sure the differences, make sure you have them down in your mind, because if you are doing something that was cut, you might change the time and then it messes up the whole process. So you always have to have that accountability, responsibility and all of that.
Tech gets added in very last minute because, as others have talked about, it's a lot of changes that happen, so it's not really helpful to add tech until you have more of a concrete idea of what you're doing. So we usually get added in like a week and a half before to start doing that, and it's definitely difficult because we have to do the 10 by 10, and so technician's job is really helping making sure that runs smoothly to get all the lights set up and measuring all of the set pieces on the stage.
The play needs to make sense, be entertaining, and fit all the criteria to move on in competition.
We start on a subsection level, and then we go, the top 6 schools go to the finals, and then from those 6 schools we pick one that represents our section for state. At state we just compete against ourselves to be starred or not by the judges, but based on those weeks, and if we go on or not, and the feedback we get from the judges, and then we go back into rehearsal and kind of fine-tune things and readjust our team to, again, perform the best as a whole.
At Stillwater High School, Justin Barrientos, NSPN.TV.
Welcome you back to Wayzata High School. Second half about to get underway. Minnehaha trailing by 7 over Wayzata. Both teams ranked number 4 in their respective class. Minnehaha out of Class 2A. Finished 3rd place last year in the state tournament, trying to improve that finish this year with Addie Mack leading the way in her senior season, committed to the Maryland Terrapins to play for head coach Freeze next season. 18 first half points for Addie Mack, leads the game, and the Redhawks start with the basketball here in the second half. Wayzata has gone zone defensively. Coleman into the corner, it's Hill, and she's off the mark on a 3. Harvey has the rebound. Starting 5 for both teams in the second half. It's Harvey, Burns, Day, Kelsenberg, and Kieser for the Trojans. Allen, Coleman, Mack, Hill, and Foster for the Red Hawks. Foul went on Allie Burns there, going for the loose ball. Second foul on Allie Burns. Here's Addie Mack, and she took a spill to the floor as Marin Day bumped her off her spot. Foul trouble in that first half for the Red Hawks, with Coleman picking up 2. Marin Day with the steal, and Marin Day will lay it in. And a quick answer for Gigi Coleman on the other end. Kieser couldn't lay it in, get it back, and scored it. Knocked away by Lindsay Harvey. And good active hands displayed once again by Harvey there. Addie Mack fouled out of the corner on a triple, and she will head to the line, a chance at 4. And that's already the third team foul for Wayzata just 2 minutes into this second half. It's going to be the third on Allie Burns. So Mallory Macbeth will come back onto the floor. And Mack able to complete the 4-point play. Back to a 4-point game. Had the scoreboard wrong for you, 51-47, but Keyser lays it in. And Wayzata lead is 6 once again. Into the corner for Allen. Lost the handle. And Marin Day has the basketball. Into the corner for Harvey. Surveys their options. Keyser open on the right wing. Off the mark on a triple. And Addie Mack has the basketball. Mack navigating through. Kick to the corner. Coleman short. And Marin Day vacuums in another rebound. Up and down the floor we go. Extra pass, Macbeth posting up is Kelsenberg, and she did her work early. And a good find from Macbeth. Drive by Hill and a foul. And it's going to go on Macbeth. 14 fouls already for the Trojans, none for the Redhawks here in the second half. After the Redhawks were the ones in foul trouble in the first half. Get it into Amina Allen and hand off for Addie Mack. Addie Mack penetrating, blocked by Harvey. And Wayzata is last to touch it, but a great defensive play there by the senior. Coleman out for Foster. That was partially blocked. Got it back. Addie Mack in the lane. Outside for Coleman. And she drains a three. Gigi Coleman's up to 14 points. And just 3 off of her season high of 17. Kelsenberg going back to work, and she gets the whistle. That is the matchup that Wayzata can exploit. And Kelsenberg's having a fantastic game to this point. Kelsenberg knocks down a pair. Wayzata lead back up to 7. Kelsenberg will go to the bench. And a takeaway for Keyser. Keyser racing the other way, and she's blocked, but a foul from behind on Hill. Just a break in the action here as Annika Keyser's getting her knee taped up. Might have a a cut on that right knee. Got it taken care of by the athletic trainer. And will shoot her second free throw. (59-50). Wayzata in front. 4 minutes gone in the second half. Got it down low to Ross, who's back into the game. Bounce it for Hill, and she's blocked, but a foul. And the foul's going to go on Burns, and if it is Burns, that's her fourth. So a big decision here for head coach Julie Stewart with 13:27 to play. Sine Hill knocks down the free throw. Kelsenberg right back into the game. Allie Burns will take a seat with 10 points. And Minnehaha gets it back to 7. Here is Macbeth on a handoff. Day surveys, gets it back to Macbeth. Kelsenberg posting up, gets the basketball, scores it and one. Katie Kelsenberg a chance at a three-point play. Kelsenberg unable to cash in from the line, but she's up to 16 points now on the game, and it's back to 9. Here's Amina Allen off the mark, rebound, knocked out of the corner by Keyser, and Redhawks will keep it. Addie Mack, a deep three, splashes it in. And Wayzata just falling asleep on the inbound. Addie Mack can knock it down from anywhere on the court. And made Wayzata pay there. Back to a 6-point game. Here's Macbeth. Picked up her dribble, got it back outside. Day. Extra pass for Keyser. Marin Day out of the short corner. Too strong. Rebound. Battled for on the baseline and a foul. And Julie Stewart not happy with that call. Just thought it was rebounding there, but that's already 6 team fouls in this half for the Trojans, and the second on Keyser. So free throws are going to become a big-time factor here with 12 minutes to play. Here is Addie Mack. Got it back from Allen, and she's got another three. Just cannot help off of Addie Mack after she gave the basketball up. She can knock it down with some of the best in the state. And she's up to 28 points now in the game. Here is Kelsenberg working on Allen. And no whistle as Kelsenberg misses the shot. Up ahead for Addie Mack. Loose ball. A lot of contact. Keyser to the floor. And a timeout for the Trojans. As we have a chaotic sequence there. Boy, this is down to a 3-point game, and we'll step aside with 11:38 to play. 61-58, Wayzata in front.
Hey sports fans, tourney time is here, and your spot for all the MSHSL tournaments is the Neighborhood Sports Network. If you can't be there, NSPN.TV has you covered. We just wrapped up this past weekend with State Dance at Target Center. You can go back and watch it all on demand at NSPN.TV. Coming up next, girls hockey and gymnastics this week. Then wrestling, boys hockey, swimming and diving, basketball, and more. Catch it all on the official streaming partner for the Minnesota State High School League, NSPN.TV.
Out of the timeout. 61-58. Wayzata had the lead up to, what was it, about double figures there just moments ago, but Minnehaha battling back, got it back to a one possession with 11 and a half minutes to play. Here is Kelsenberg. Back up top for Marne-Day. Ellie Howard's into the game. Addie Mack stepping in the passing lane, and she hit the deck. The foul's going to be on Wayzata, and that means free throws for the Redhawks. So Addie Mack to the free throw line and a 1-and-1. Mack gets them both. She's up to 30 points on the night. And it's down to a 1-point game. Largest lead of the night for the Redhawks. Early in the first half, they led 20-10. Wayzata battled back to lead by 7 at the break, but we're back to a 1-point game. Kelsenberg is fouled by Mack. And a sarcastic cheer from the Trojan fans here as they have not gotten the benefit of the whistle in this second frame. But Kelsenberg will head to the line with 2 shots coming. Second foul on Addie Mack. Marne-Day going for the rebound, and it's out of bounds. So 62-60 with 11 minutes to play in the half. Addie Mack down low, too strong, and the rebound to Harvey. And Wayzata will take a timeout. And we'll keep it here. So we talked about what Wayzata has coming up in the late conference season finale on the road against the St. Michael Albertville Knights. But on the horizon for the Redhawks before they hit section play, they will be on the road at St. Paul Como Park on Thursday for their regular season finale. And then Minnehaha will try to make a push to the state tournament and try to finish better than third place, which they finished last year in the senior season of Addie Mack. This is shaping up to be a really good game to this point. 62-60. Wayzata holding on to the lead, playing without Sophie Hawkinson, who unfortunately tore ACL in the win against Hopkins on Thursday night. Wayzata trying to play some of their best basketball here. They've won 10 games in a row. Their last loss in mid-January. And they break the pressure as Kelsenberg scores in transition. And a turnover for Minnehaha. So 19 points for Katie Kelsenberg tonight. She has a season high, career high 25 points. And certainly in reach of breaking that tonight. Bounce pass from Howard to Harvey, who could not lay it in, and the rebound tap to Mack. Mack running the floor. And got it on the glass, and a chance at a three-point play. Annika Kieser will pick up her third. And so Addie Mack can bring the Redhawks back within one. And she does. She's got 33 points. Down low, Kelsenberg. And she banks it in. Wayzata continues to go to that matchup because it's working. And Katie Kelsenberg's up to 21 points as Mack races the other way and gets the whistle. So Annika Kieser picks up her fourth. Lindsay Harvey is playing with 4 as well. And Mack knocks down the first free throw. Addie Mack with 35 points. Get it back to a 1-point game. Kieser, backdoor, and Kelsenberg found her. And Wayzata's lead is back up to 3 with 9.5 minutes to play. Skip pass for Foster. Watkins is back in the game, posting up Kelsenberg. Could not get her the basketball. Here is Mack. Off for Hill. Knocked away by Day. Kelsenberg brings the basketball into the front court. Someone's going to have to come get it, and it's Kieser who does. Kieser looking backdoor for Marin Day. That's deflected by Foster, and it'll stay with the Trojans with 20 on the shot clock. Allie Burns is back on the floor. She's in serious foul trouble as well. Finds Kelsenberg backdoor. Missed it, but we've got a reach-in foul as Kelsenberg had the rebound. Addie Mack trying to take a charge. And I was surprised there was actually no call on the play. Either a blocking foul or a charge. Should have been one or the other. But instead, Kelsenberg will be at the free throw line. The foul picked up by Amina Allen. Kelsenberg splits a pair up to a 4-point game. I think Wayzata in the second half has been content with letting Addie Mack get hers and try to prevent anyone else from getting points up. Addie Mack too strong on a 3, rebound by Ross, and a second chance for the Redhawks. Hill picked up her dribble, got it up top for Foster. Hill gets it back, shot clock under 10. Mack penetrates, picked up her dribble, out for Hill on a shot fake. Mack gets it back, in and out on a 3, and a whistle and a foul on the rebound. So Allie Burns has fouled out with 8 minutes to play in this game. And I don't really have a strong opinion one way or the other, but our officials tonight are usually pretty good in the regular season, but they have been a little questionable on some calls tonight, even both ways to be fair. But Allie Burns' night finishes. And Ross is at the line. Knocks down the first, gets a second free throw here. Minnehaha in the double bonus now, as that was Wayzata's 10th foul as a team. But it remains a 3-point lead for the Trojans. Tessa Frank, number 21 in blue, into the game as Marin Day lays it in at the rim. Just shot out of a cannon there on the dribble handoff. Mack knocked away by Kelsenberg. Loose ball. Keyser has it. Frank eyes up. A player down behind the play. Frank inside for Kelsenberg, and she lays it in. Count it, and one. Shea Watkins picks up her second. And this is at least 5 times tonight, if not more, that Wayzata will have a chance at a 3-point play from the line. Gigi Coleman back into the game as Ross goes to the bench. Kelsenberg knocks it down. And it's an 8-point lead for the Trojans. Wayzata coming into the game averaging just under 73 points per game. And Minnehaha averaging right at 80 points even. And this has been a high-scoring game tonight with 7 minutes to play still in the half. We've got a timeout from head coach Kendall Givens. 74-66. Both teams in the bonus. Minnehaha in the double bonus the rest of the way. Allie Burns just fouled out moments ago. And Wayzata's bench already shorter than it was all season, with Hawkinson out with the injury. And it's really just been incredible the way Wayzata has battled all season. They went into the year without their junior point guard, Kate Amelot, who tore ACL in the soccer season. That's why this Wayzata Trojan record this year has been so impressive. I know a couple players from Minnetonka's championship team moved on, and Hopkins not quite the same team as they were the last 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, how many years. And now without their 2 best players, Hawkinson and Amelot, out, this Wayzata team should get some respect that they deserve. Sitting at number 4 in the Class 4 rankings, expected to go up with the new rankings coming out tomorrow. Here is Addie Mack out of the timeout, spinning, and gets it to go. So Addie Mack up to 37 points, and it's back to a 6-point game. Here is Marin Day, too strong on a 3. Rebound kept alive by Keyser. Harvey knocks down a three. Amina Allen answers with a triple. And Wayzata just lost Allen, who's a sharp shooter. That's her first field goal in this second half. Could be wrong about that. Could be her second. But she only had 9 points in that first half. All were on triples. Here is Kelsenberg. Went to the floor. Knocked away from Harvey. And Mack the last to touch it as Amina Allen is down on the floor. And this has been a physical contest all night. And Allen gets to her feet. Might have just had the wind knocked out of her potentially. She will go to the bench and get checked out by the athletic trainer. No, she will get set to check back in at the next dead ball. So a good sign there for Amina Allen and Minnehaha. Here is Tessa Frank into the game after Allie Burns has fouled out. Deep in the shot clock, Kelsenberg. That one rolls off the rim, and here comes Minnehaha. Addie Mack racing ahead. Stop and start on Day, spinning. Watkins gets fouled and will go to the line. Shea Watkins knocks down the first. Just a 7th grader, and I tell you what, listed at 5'11", she's going to have a bright future for the Red Hawks. Gets them both from the line, back to a 4-point game with still plenty of time for Minnehaha. Kelsenberg will dribble into the front court. Marinze left alone. Coleman recovers defensively. Here is Tessa Frank feeding Kelsenberg. Stripped away by Ross. And we're going to get a jump ball as players tied up to the floor. Wayzata will keep it with the arrow. 18 on the shot clock. Marinze with the post touch, and she lays it in. Here's Addie Mack. Skip pass, intercepted. Marinze in the passing lane. Kelsenberg posting up again on Allen, and she scores. Amina Allen short, and that might have been blocked. Addie Mack intercepts, and Kelsenberg blocks it, but a foul. So Kelsenberg has a new season high, career high 27 points tonight, but picks up the personal there, and 2 free throws coming for Minnehaha. That's just Kelsenberg's first tonight, and Addie Mack is at the line. Chance to add to her total tonight. She's been marvelous with 37 points. And make it 38. Wayzata will take a timeout. They'll be left with 1 remaining. 4 minutes and change to go. 81-74. This has been a thriller tonight. some non-conference girls basketball on NSPN. Section tournament play is right around the corner. And Wayzata will play on Friday at St. Michael Alphaville, a chance to win the Lake Conference outright if they lose. They would share the title with Hopkins if the Royals win their season finale. If Hopkins does lose their last game of the regular season, doesn't matter what Wayzata does, they would win the conference outright. And if I did my proper research and got all the proper notes I had gotten from many other different people in the state, Wayzata would win the Lake Conference League for the first time in their program's history. So a lot of feats accomplished this year for the Trojans. 20 wins under the fourth-year head coach Julie Stewart. And this arguably is one of the best teams Wayzata's had in recent memory. I know they've had some good teams from a couple seasons ago with Shannon Fornshell and Abby Kraswinski, along with Bryn Senden and many more. Even a year before that with Mara Braun. Addie Mack misses the free throw out of the timeout. So it's a 7-point game with 4 minutes to play. Tessa Frank breaks the pressure into the corner. Day tees it up and knocks it down. Marin Day playing her best basketball at the right moment, coming off of a 21-point win against Bismarck Legacy from North Dakota on Saturday. Back out for Sine Hill. She penetrates and gets the whistle. Two from the free throw line for the Redhawks. They get it back to 8 with 3.5 minutes to play, and a foul as Addie Mack was reaching into the backcourt. And that is the 7th team foul for the Redhawks. So we'll walk to the other end, and a 1-and-1 coming for the Trojans. That's the 3rd on Addie Mack. Tessa Frank at the line. And the rebound to Gigi Coleman. Addie Mack racing ahead. Picked up her dribble in the corner. Looking for some help. And a timeout coming from the Red Hawk bench. There'll be 2 timeouts remaining for head coach Kendall Givens. 3:21 to go, an 8-point ball game. 3 minutes to play, second half. Minnehaha and Wayzata, two of the best teams in the state of Minnesota, and the Redhawks turn it over out of the timeout. Not what Kendall Givens was looking for. Wayzata can run some clock here with this 8-point lead. Keyser left open off the front of the rim, and the rebound knocked out of bounds by the Redhawks. It'll stay with the Trojans at a fresh 20. Maddie Sobosinski back into the game for the Redhawks. Get it into Keyser. Kelsenberg to Frank. Out for Marin Day. Feed it to Frank, who got open underneath and scored it. Tessa Frank gets her first bucket of the night. Skip pass and a turnover. Addie Mack throws it away. She's been fantastic tonight, but a mistake costly there. A deflection from Coleman. Marin Day is fouled by Sine Hill, and free throws coming for Wayzata. Sine Hill picks up her third. Still 1-1 for the Trojans. Day at the line. Marin Day gets them both. She's up to 19 points on the game. Here's Addie Mack. Thought about a three. Day was closing in there. Shot clock down to 12. Amina Allen picked up her dribble. Into the corner for Coleman. Mack gets it back, and she gets bummed by Kelsenberg. Just the third team foul, or third personal foul for Kelsenberg. 2 shots for Addie Mack. Mack gets them both from the line. Back to a 10-point game, under 2 minutes to play. Keyser to Frank, looking up ahead for Day, who could not lay it in. Kelsenberg puts it back up and in. 29 points for Katie Kelsenberg, continuing her career night. Coleman, nice look for Ross, who's blocked by Day. A clean strip underneath. And Wayzata can slow things up here. And Clarissa Ross will pick up the personal. More free throws coming for Marin Day. And Marin Day gets the friendly roll, earning the second free throw. And gets them both. So Marin Day has just tied her career high she set in the win on Saturday. She's got 21 points in back-to-back games for the first time in her career. Hill bouncing it for Ross, and it's too hot to handle, and a turnover. Keyser up ahead for Frank. Harvey's open. Gets it down low for Kelsenberg. Back out for Keyser, and they'll wisely run some clock. Minnehaha not electing to foul at this moment. Harvey to Frank, and Marin Day's got a new career high. 23 points for the sophomore. Amina Allen splashes home a three. 17 points on the night for Allen, and Ross will pick up the foul in the backcourt. Ross will pick up her third, and Keyser will be out the stripe. Still one more free throw coming, as that was the 10th team foul for Minnehaha. And Keyser splits a pair. 95-81, 34 seconds to play. A handoff for Allen. Too strong off the back iron. Harvey could not secure it. Blocked by Kelsenberg. Coleman, or that is Gigi Coleman rather, yeah, gets it back. Here is Mack. And she threw it up out of control there. And Tessa Frank has the basketball. Wayzata gets it across. And they can run out the final seconds here. Wayzata with a strong performance tonight here at home. Their final home game of the 24-25 season. And they finished the year at 10-1 on their home court. A fantastic year for Wayzata, protecting their home floor. Their only loss came to the number 1 team, the Maple Grove Crimson, back in the early part of the year. So Wayzata improves to 21-4 on the season, and they'll have a chance to claim the Lake Conference title all by themselves with a win on Friday night. Meanwhile, for Minnehaha Academy, they finished the night at 16-9, and they still remain 3-2 in their conference. And the Redhawks will be on the road at St. Paul Como Park to finish the regular season before they head into section play. Career night for Marin Day. She put up back-to-back 20-point performances. She's got a new career high of 23 points tonight, and Katie Kelsenberg setting a new career high as well with 29, as Wayzata wins it by 14. Well, that'll do it here from Wayzata High School. We'll say good night from the W for our entire crew. Steve Bonsack, Hogan Greenwood saying so long for now. Wayzata wins it 95-81.